Speaking of, though,
Great game.
excellent.
Great game. Oregon beats Penn State 30-24 in double overtime. I watched this game. This was really a good football weekend. Shout out to
I told you
fall.
all of these games close. They came down to the end. They gave you everything you could have asked for, and just didn't work out. James Franklin. I don't even know what to say to James Franklin, but
Bro, did you see him standing there? After the game, he stood in the same spot on the field as he was, shook everybody's hand and gave all the players a dap and all that stuff to get off the field. He just stood there for like 7 minutes.
what else do you do? It's like I get here every time, and they played a good game. It's not like he coached a bad football game or he even coached a bad team. We just couldn't get it done again. And like you look at Kirby Smart, and they always be on him about, well, you always lose to Alabama. Well, at least it's just that one team. It's like James Franklin against whoever is at the top. You don't got it. And I don't know. I don't know what to say. It don't look good though. For sure it don't.
Well, I mean, Dante Moore played a hell of a game, man. He threw for 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, ran for another 82.
And
Drew Allar, another person that has not really been great this year.
Nope.
14-25, 137, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Now, I mean, it's also difficult to say that when you're playing against Dan Lanning, because Dan Lanning is a really good defensive player. Defensive coach and head coach, but defensive background. So it's going to be difficult to score a bunch of points against them. But this was a knockdown, drag out fight. And you allowed, and really Oregon controlled the whole game until the fourth quarter. And then Penn State came out and scored 2 touchdowns to tie the game.
You got to win some of those knockdown, dragged out. You just get knocked down and dragged out.
Yeah. So who do you go get? I guess
you can't. And no, that is the conundrum with James Franklin is. Number one, he cleaned up your terrible situation you had going on before. And I don't know if there's a guy who's better than what you got. So what do you do? Do you risk it? And I mean, you saw Mike Gundy finally got fired, but it's like, how do you even justify firing a guy who's been this good?
Mike Gundy wasn't good. Franklin.
I mean, that part. But what I'm saying is, it's going to be difficult for them to find somebody as good as Mike Gundy unless they want Zach Robinson. We would love to have him go.
You're in Mark Richt. You're in the Mark Richt era. You've got to figure out. You got to wait on somebody. You got to wait. Like Georgia had the inside track with Kirby because Kirby went to UGA. You're waiting on somebody to come available. I'd look at Georgia Tech's offensive coordinator. There's one guy that
and they got the other part is your gamble. They have to be good, or they're gonna fire you as athletic director. So you got to really believe in this guy and say, hey, man, this is definitely my answer out of here. And I don't know if I see that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a young guy that you could put that much faith in. It has to be a proven coach. And I don't know if a proven
Let me ask you that, Reggie. What coach do you know right now that you could get that you could for sure say, I put my job on the line?
I would put my job on that's available, that I could get, that I could convince to come to Penn State. Penn State is
and
not
put your job on the line.
Texas.
How you
so
feed
Steve
your
Sarkisian
family
is not it. You would have to find somebody.
You're not getting Steve Sarkisian? No way.
Not from Texas. That's why I said not from the brands aren't synonymous. You have to be able to take them from somebody, ideally whose brand is smaller.
Billy Napier.
Sure.
I'll let y'all get
maybe no, Cristobal's a Miami guy.
Yeah.
South Carolina's coach.
Do I really want to leave South Carolina to go to that pressure and not have?
Yeah.
If I'm Beamer, I'm not leaving that for that.
I will. You leave South Carolina for. You leave South Carolina for Penn State.
You could be the king of South Carolina. You ain't never gonna be the king of Penn State.
I love my family state. Being the king of Columbia is not like being the king of State College, Pennsylvania.
You're never gonna be the king.
You could. All you gotta do is win once. It ain't like the bar is that high.
Yes, you're never. And you.
What? Wait, you're never gonna win Penn State. You're never gonna win in South Carolina. You're not gonna upset.
But
everybody
the
in the SEC
in Columbia is low.
So what causes people to leave low expectation, low pressure jobs to go to high expectation, high pressure jobs? What is the filler right here?
Oh, it's money.
Exactly. If they pay him $15 million, bro, look, and they got Penn State, as James Franklin showed you, the NIL budget.
You'll be just like Nico Unbelievable. You'll take that money, but you can get what you paid at South Carolina.
NIL budget is probably double what
I agree
South Carolina
but you ain't gonna. Number one, you have to be better than James Franklin.
Exactly, Sneaky.
Exactly. I don't think that.
No, you don't have to be better than James Franklin. You just have to win one big game. You just got to win one.
I mean, now that is true.
You got to win one.
One singular one.
You win a big game. You go from South Carolina to Penn State and you beat Ohio State in your first year.
You're a believer. He left his money with him. But hey, you know what? This ain't my problem, and I'm not here to figure it out. But
hey, cheers to you
in another fantastic game. Illinois versus USC was everything you could have asked for. I think that these two teams that are pretty equally yoked. I think the Illinois, I do give them credit after what they got the week before. They showed up in a big way. I think that this is closer to what USC is. I think that both of these teams are probably somewhere between 20 to 25 as far as their ranking. It's a good game to watch. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was right again. I told y'all that Illinois was going to beat USC. I told y'all that Illinois was going to come out there with a bad taste in their mouth because they had just got beat 63-10. I told y'all all of those things.
They're going to get beat like that again, though, because they still a scam.
I told y'all it was going to happen. And I told y'all that USC there's always something missing. They don't have enough on offense. They don't have enough on defense. And at the end of the day, Illinois, when they needed to kick the field goal to win and come down and win the game, even though it was a really good game, really close game, I was convinced that Illinois was going to win. I haven't seen Lincoln Riley really be that guy to win a big game, big close game. So the question is, how long does USC stay with Lincoln Riley? Does Lincoln Riley leave USC to go to Penn State?
I think that this season probably. So, I think reasonably. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. They play Michigan, they play Notre Dame, Nebraska, Northwestern, Iowa, and Oregon, and then UCLA.
Who you talking about?
USC. I don't think that you can fire him if he loses to Michigan, Notre Dame, and Oregon. I think that all three of those teams are better. So I think that you would give him another year because the only teams he lost to were teams that he was supposed to lose to.
Sounds like there's a lot of people in the fail clutch. It's a lot of people in the fail clutch when it comes to coaching.
Yeah, but you got the opportunity cost. If I get rid of him, then what can I get? And it sounds like a lot of teams, you could risk it But we also don't have that many coaching candidates that you think are better than what's on a lot of these staffs right now. So as much as you look at an opportunity, you could also it could also go the other way.
It's a lot of coaches that call the plays, that run the defense, that are head coaches. So it's hard to get a assistant. That's why I keep saying Georgia Tech's assistant, because he came up under Kirby, and he's from the Alabama tree, and he went to Georgia Tech, and became. And now you see that offense.
Everything on the Alabama tree ain't good. Let me tell you, somebody who plucked something off that tree.
Oh yeah, and y'all picked the one leaf. They showed all them assistants from that. Y'all picked the one coach that would.
I'm talking about we got the bruised up fruit off the ground. Ain't worth nothing. Just
oh man, what another great game.